And there's your starting lineups, offense and then defense. Garrett Roeder was the one offensive starter we did not have, a 6'1", 188-pound senior. He is the ex-receiver offensively. The Sam linebacker tonight, Patrick England, 5'10", 164 sophomore, and Mike linebacker, Ulysses Cardona, 5'9", 170-pound junior. And we are about to get underway here in this bi-district bout. Cameron and Teague, who will advance? It all unfolds next. Right here. Here's the kick by Lewis. It is going to be fielded at the 10-yard line, fumbled, picked up back at the 5-yard line, and back across the 10 out to the 15, and gang tackled at the 17-yard line, and that's where the Teague Lions will go to work. Lions again moving from our left to right here in the first quarter. That's moving into a light south breeze here in the first. We are live on the internet at KMIL.com. You can also view this game on the internet. We have a link to the NFHS network on our website at KMIL.com. That is a subscription-based program that you can watch this game and listen to us as well. Here we go. The Lions go to work. Sending wide receiver to either side. And the handoff is to the running back. He bounces to the right side, keeps on his feet, and drives his way out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That's a 9-yard pickup.
Well, they came out with 2 tight ends, 2 wing backs, 1 running back, and just ran a power play off right tackle. The offensive line just came off the ball and got 9 yards out of it.
Quarterback Zach Satterwhite. He has Coleman to his right in the backfield, and Coleman, no, it's a quick pass left side, incomplete. Intended for Antonio Hurd, but Bryce Brashear there to break it up along with DJ Daniels, and it is 3rd and a yard now for the Lions.
Well, it didn't hurt anything that Anthony Lane was going through there and got his hands up, which made it hard for him to see that receiver.
From the right hash mark. 73 degrees here in Robinson at game start. Here's the snap, the handoff to Coleman again. Coleman has the first as he dances across the 30, hit and driven back, but his forward progress will get him out to the 32-yard line, and that'll move the chains. 73 degrees, a light south breeze here at kickoff tonight. And there were some spotty showers earlier. Those have since dissipated, and it's a perfect night for high school football in mid-November. 1st and 10 for the Lions. They are in white on white with their burnt orange trim and white helmets. Yeoman maroon on white with white trim and white helmets. A wide receiver to either side. Satterwhite will option right side, and he will keep it, and he'll dive forward for about a yard. Good defense by the Yeoman on that option play.
Well, the outside linebacker had the pitch man, and the inside linebacker, number 50, Cardona, had the quarterback, and he came across and made the play. It'll depend on how many wide receivers they have to the side that they're running the option, but I noticed that there goes one of the
that's Antonio Hurd.
off.
Antonio Hurd limping off, one of their wide receivers. 2nd down and 9 now for the Lions. Wide to the right this time is Micah Thompson. One man wide to the left. That is the wide side of the field as Coleman again bounces outside, got room, turns the corner across the 50. It's a foot race to the 30. Bryce Brashear, the only man that can get him, and he does, inside the 20-yard line.
Once again, 2 tight ends and a wide receiver. They just handed the ball off, and he started wide, and nobody could get to him. He went down the sideline pretty well untouched till Brashear came across.
1st and 10 inside the O red zone after a 50-yard gain by Tavis Coleman. Twins will go to the right. That is Logan Escobar and Micah Thompson. One man wide to the left. Satterwhite hands off to Coleman again up the middle. Coleman staying on his feet and dives inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. And that's a gain of 5 yards.
What you're seeing right this minute is just man-on-man offensive line blocking, and they're pounding it up inside, and then took that one to the outside, and there was nobody there to stop him.
That was Jalico Green actually on the carry there as Coleman was getting a little breather on the sidelines after that 50-yard romp, and Green is still the tailback to the left of Satterwhite in the backfield. And he'll get the handoff again. He's hit in the backfield and driven back. Brody Sexton, the first man there to bring him down.
Well, that was a big defensive play there. Sexton slanted inside that tackle and made that contact about the time that the ball was handed off.
Iverson Westbrook checks in defensively for the Yeoman on a 3rd down and 10 now, back at the 18-yard line.
I believe he's going out there to the side that Mr. Hurd's on.
Well, Hurd is actually hurt, or he was the one limping off. That's Rodney Kuykendall out there being defended by Iverson Westbrook. And here's another handoff. This is to Coleman. Coleman is spinning and turning, or maybe that's Jalico again. It is down to the 10. Jalico Green on the carry. A gain of about 8 yards.
Once again, Brody Sexton and Ulysses Cardona made the stop.
It's 4th down and a long 2 now for the Lions as they come to the line of scrimmage. They've got a great field goal here. I was watching him warm up, but they're going for it here on 4th and 2 from the 10. Satterwhite maybe trying to pull the Yeoman off sides to get a free first down here. Jalico Green is still the running back. Twins to the left, one man wide to the right. Satterwhite will roll to his left. He's got time. He's going to keep it. He is hit and dropped, and the Yeoman will take over on downs. That was Cardona again, who came blitzing in to make the sack on the Yo sidelines, and the Yeoman take over. Great defensive stand by the Yeoman.
Well, the reason they were able to do that is that there was no receiver that wasn't covered, and so he had no choice but to run with it.
So the Yeoman take over at their own 13-yard line, 1st and 10. As Kadrian Hammond will go wide to the right for the Yeoman. Iverson Westbrook lines up wide to the left. The slot receiver is Caden Young.
Hurd's on him out here.
And Zach Andrus with DJ Fripp in the backfield will take the first snap offensively, and he will keep it around the right side. Squirts through to the 15, 16-yard line. A gain of a couple, 2nd down and 8 for the Yeoman. Again, if you're listening to us on the internet, that means you can watch us on the internet too. All you have to do is log in to nfhsnetwork.com, courtesy of the UIL and Sports Picks USA. Trips go wide to the left, one to the right. Andrus will throw. Quick pass, left side. Bryce Brashear has it. No, that's Welsh. He is hit, though, back at the line of scrimmage and driven back as the Teague Lions have that screen pass scouted out well.
They did, and our wide receivers didn't pick up their block, so it's a bad play.
Now it's 3rd down and 8 for the Yeoman from their own 16-yard line. Iverson Westbrook is the lone receiver to the left. Ball is on the left hash mark, sending 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. 3rd and 8. Point to gain is the 28-yard line. Make that the 23-yard line. Andrus steps back. Looks deep down the right side, got a man and overthrows him 5 yards. Kadrian Hammond was behind 2 defenders, but Andrus' adrenaline was flowing then, and he overshot him 5 yards.
Well, I mean, he had him beat, didn't he?
And the Yeoman will have to punt it away. Bryce Brashear, the punter for the Yeoman. Twin safeties back to receive this punt. That is Tavis Coleman and Antonio Hurd, who we saw limp off earlier. Here's the snap and here's the punt. It is a beauty. High punt, fair catch called for, but Bennett's going to take a great Yeoman bounce all the way inside the 25 to the 24-yard line from the line of scrimmage, the 21.
Absolutely best punt of the year right there.
Great punt by Bryce Brashear over the head of Antonio Hurd, who called for a fair catch but misjudged it, let it go, and the roll got him 20 more yards. So the Lions will go back to work. Their second possession of the night from their own 24-yard line. No score, 6:25 left here in our first quarter of play. First quarter tonight brought to you by Circle S Barbecue. Sam Berry and the gang over at Circle S open Friday and Saturdays on Highway 77 in Cameron, and the Cameron Cleaners providing dry cleaning services in downtown Cameron. A wide receiver to either side as Satterwhite will hand off to Coleman again. Coleman will bounce to the left and then go north for about 5 yards, maybe 7 yards actually.
The thing that impressed me there is he started up the middle and broke to the outside, but when he does that, there's a white jersey on every maroon shirt, and there's nobody free to get out there and stop him. And he what do? Rack up, 7 or 8 yards
right
there.
Yeah.
That offensive line's coming off, and they're not getting off their blocks.
Second down and 2 now for the Lions from their own 32-yard line. Here's Coleman again. This time he cuts up field. He's across the 40. An ankle tackled out at the 42-yard line. A 10-yard romp by Coleman.
Well, he just cut back. He started to his right and then cut back against the pursuit, and there wasn't anybody there. So the linebackers are going to have to stay back behind. At least one of them, whoever's the backside linebacker, has got to be sitting there and not over pursuing and wait for him to cut back, because that's where he's making most of his yards right this minute.
First and 10 from the Lion 42-yard line. Ball on the left hash mark this time, and Coleman again with the handoff up the middle. He's forward to about the 46, a gain of 4.
Quentin Ewing, nose guard, number 76, came across and made the tackle.
3 back-to-back runs by Coleman, and he's calling for some relief as Jalico Green comes in. Coleman already approaching 100 yards probably with one run of 50 alone. Wide receivers to both sides on the left hash mark. Go the Teague Lions. Option left side. Option pass is in and out of the hands of Antonio Hurd, that is, up around midfield. He wouldn't have gotten the first down regardless, but couldn't hang on to the ball. And Coach, you can see right here, if you can make Teague go to the passing game, they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, that's what you've got to do. You've got to make them throw the football.
Third down and 6 for the Lions from their own 46-yard line. Again, a wide receiver to either side. And Satterwhite wants to throw, and this is caught and dropped, and it looks like forward progress might have got him the first down, right at the first down marker. They may even have to measure this thing. I mean, it's going to be short. It is going to be short by 2 feet.
Well, this is the playoffs.
Yeah, Donnie Osborne has a decision to make here. I would think with their running game as successful as it is right now, and although it's not deep in Yo territory, it is at the Yo 49-yard line. They'll go for it here. They sprint to the line of scrimmage, tight formation, hand off to Coleman, and he's got the first and more down inside the 40 all the way to the 38-yard line.
Well, they came out with 2 tight ends and then 2 blocking backs on the left side and just handed off and ran power football.
11 yards on the romp by Coleman then as he just ran behind power football, that big offensive line.
Brody Sexton now going in at the nose guard, which means that number 56, Chris Johnson, will be playing the defensive end on this side.
A wide receiver to either side now. Satterwhite will hand off to Coleman, and this time he is ridden down by Anthony Lane after about a 2-yard pickup.
Well, we had a linebacker. Our best linebacker went flying through there and just missed him about 2 yards in the backfield. Just flew right by him. We had a chance for a 2-yard loss there.
Second down and 8 now for the Lions from the Yo 36-yard line. A wide receiver to either side, and now Hurd goes in motion, and he'll get the toss in front of Satterwhite to the left side, and he's spinning inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. First and 10 Lions.
Well, the outside linebacker on that side got blocked. That's all there was to that. He was in good position, and then the blocker took him out, and the ball carrier picked up the first down. Right this minute, we've got good blocking by the Teague Lions.
This is a big, physical football team. And right now, they've got their rushing attack hitting on all cylinders. Here's the handoff to Coleman again. He cuts back across the grain and dives down to about the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 8 yards and another second and short now for the Lions.
Well, they pull a guard every time, a big guard on the left or right side who goes leading through there. And I tell you, if he cuts back, that backside linebacker has got to be there because there's a big hole.
Satterwhite has Coleman to his right. Hurd is the wide receiver, split out to the right. Hurd will get the handoff. He starts left, turns right, coasts into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions.
That's what I was talking about right there. He started left and cut back right where that guard had pulled from, and there was nobody waiting for him.
Well, he made it look easy.
He did.
And the Lions draw first blood with 2:26 left here in the first quarter with the extra point coming up. Antonio Hurd will hold, and I think that's Roberto Escobedo, the kicker. And here is the extra point. It's up. It's a knuckler. Wasn't pretty, but the end result's the same. And the Teague Lions strike first, up 7-0 on the Yeoman late here in the first quarter. We're back to Rocket Field in Robinson in just a moment.
See, they've had the ball for 100 plays. They had it for 3
plays. 10, 19. We've had it 3.
18 plays, we've had it 3.
We'll take it after this. Welcome back to Rocket Field. The Teague Lions just dominating the Cameron Yeoman so far. They've run 19 plays to Cameron's 3 offensively. They've had the ball 8 minutes and 20 seconds to Cameron's 1 minute and 14 seconds. And, of course, they have had 2 possessions to Cameron's lone possession. Cameron coming up with their second possession of the night right here after the ensuing kickoff.
Well, if you're a rushing football team, this is the result you want.
Here's an onside kick that's not even going to go 10 yards. But I think the Yeomen have fallen on it. Well, not sure if they have or not. It looked like it didn't go 10 yards.
Well, if a Cameron Yeoman came up and touched it before it went 10 yards.
And the Lions have the ball back. I'm not sure how that happened. The Yeoman had so much time to wait for that ball. I have no idea how it happened.
Well, the only way it could have happened was a Cameron Yeoman touched the football and they recovered it. Because, they couldn't touch it before it went 10 yards. Yeah. So evidently a Cameron Yeoman touched the ball, and when they did, the Lions jumped all over it.
Yeah, but it looked like 2 Yeomen were right there on top of it. I'm not sure how the Lions got it away from them, but they did. And at the 49-yard line of the Yeoman, the Teague Lions offense back on the field. Wide receivers go to both sides, and Satterwhite wants to throw. He's looking deep across the middle, and this one's incomplete. Intended for Antonio Hurd down around the 15-yard line, but he was well defended by DJ Daniels. And it's 2nd and 10. Well, Coach, you want him to throw.
You want him to throw that football.
Because we haven't dialed up a stop on their rushing attack, so keep throwing. Great crowd here on hand. You knew it would be between these 2 classic teams that put on a classic show every time they meet. Wide receivers to both sides. Ball on the left hash mark. 2nd down and 10 from the 49. And here's the handoff to Coleman, and he is hit at the 46-yard line, but wins the battle on the one-on-one hit and dives down to the 42.
Levi May came up and made the hit, but he spun off and went for another 4 yards.
Sets up 3rd down and 4 now for the Lions.
And I'm looking out here, and every once in a while I'll see one of those defensive linemen back about 5 yards, where the offensive line has just driven them straight back, just out physicaling us right this minute.
3rd and 4. Here we go as Satterwhite will hand off to Coleman around the left side, and Coleman dives down to the 39-yard line, very close. He'll be a yard short, and another 4th and short coming up for Teague from the 40-yard line.
Levi May coming up from his safety position to make the stop.
The Lions are 1 for 2 on 4th down conversions. The Yeomen held them inside their own red zone in the Lions' first possession, but in the Lions' scoring possession, they converted on 4th and 1. And here's another 4th and 1 from the 40. And another tight formation. 2 up backs, under center Satterwhite. He hands off to Coleman again. I think that was Coleman, and he was hit hard, but he will have the first down. A gain of a couple of yards.
Welch came up from his safety position along with England, but a little bit too late. Right this minute, they're winning the line of scrimmage, and that's the whole difference.
Franklin beating Groesbeck 14-7 late in the first quarter. A wide receiver goes to both sides, 1st and 10, and the handoff again, this time to Jalico Green, and he is hit and driven back. A loss of a yard, didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Brody Sexton came slanting in and made contact in the backfield, along with Nico Vargas.
2nd down and 11 now for the Lions. Antonio Hurd goes wide left along with Rodney Kirkendile, and now Hurd switches to the right side. Typically, they don't have a lot of twin receiver sets. Just one man wide to either side. That's going to be the end of the first quarter of play. We head to the second. The Lions lead it 7-0. We're back to Rocket Field in a moment.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce the Teague Lions cheerleaders. They are sophomores Macy Guerrero, Chauncey Gibson, Laney Goolsby, Megan Holmes, Jenna Isbell, Jenna Swinburne, and Hannah Wills. The juniors, Avery Moore, Jackson Morales, and Megan Fox. The seniors, Nicholas Bogdan, Chloe Zipper.
Start of the second quarter here in Robinson, and it's currently Teague 7 and the Yeomen nothing as they start the second quarter. And it's Teague football here, driving on the Yeomen after recovering an onside kick.
Well, the first quarter, Cameron Yeoman had the ball for 3 plays, and I think a little over a minute, and that's it. The rest of the time, it's been Teague.
Well, the second quarter tonight brought to you by Camtech's True Value in Cameron, where behind every true project is a true value at Camtech's Hardware. Find them at 1501 West 4th Street in Cameron. A second down coming up for the Teague Lions. Here at the start of the second quarter. Single receivers to each side. They'll now send a man in motion. That's number 3, Hurd. He'll get the football on a end around, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds on a loss of yards.
Levi May, number of the safety, came up and made the play.
Antonio Hurd getting the carry on that end around from his wide receiver spot, but he lost big yardage.
Well, on passing down, they're taking out an outside linebacker and bringing in Iverson Westbrook.
Loss of 3 on that last carry.
Here's a trip set, first one we've seen.
So 3rd and 14. 3 receivers to the left for Satterwhite. 1 man to the right on the far side of the field. Flags on the play. This play will be blown dead.
Yes, one of the wide receivers took off too early.
So false start against Teague pushes them back even further on 3rd and long. As we've already mentioned in that first quarter, Coach, you want to get them into a throwing situation. They're in one now.
Oh, you want them to throw the football, no doubt about that, because they have an onslaught for a rushing game.
Again, they'll try the 3 receiver set to the left of Satterwhite. 1 man to the right. Satterwhite from the shotgun, looking to his right. Now scrambling around, and he's going to be thrown down for a huge loss and a sack And
Well,
flags come out with it.
We either got a face mask or we've got a horse collar, one of the two.
Quarterback Satterwhite was slung down around the 40-yard line when the flag came out. And that will be a face mask against Cameron.
So now it's third down and about 16, 17, 8. Oh, first down, first down.
Yeah, the personal foul face mask resets the downs for the Lions, so they get a huge break. Yeoman had him pinned third and long and slung the quarterback down for a huge sack. Would have put him at fourth and more than a mile. Instead, new set of downs for the Lions.
And we have something going on. The referee is talking to the head linesman.
And now they're moving the...
It's from the original line of scrimmage is what they just did.
So that's going to give, that is a huge penalty against the Yeoman. That's going to put the football at the 32-yard line. So first and 10 from the Yeoman 32. But again, they'll come with three receivers to the left for Satterwhite, one man to the right. And the Lions will hand this football off, trying to come around the left side, but caught up in the backfield for a 1-yard loss.
Brody Sexton once again.
It was Tavis Coleman on the carry.
Wazell going back in, Westbrook coming out. So when they think it's going to be a passing situation, Westbrook goes in and Wazell comes out. And now Wazell is back in, and Iverson is out of the game.
10 minutes, under 10 minutes here in the second quarter. Clock still running as, again, they'll send single receivers this time. Coleman up the middle, now cuts back to his left, back up the middle, and across the 25-yard line where he's drugged down.
See, they're cutting back. They've been having a lot of success running to the right side or the left side, and now he's starting to his right and cutting back because of the pursuit. So one of the linebackers or one of the defensive ends has got to stay at home because he's not even looking to run to the power. He's cutting back all the way.
Coleman with a huge run now checks out. Number 7 checks in. That's Jellicoe Green. They'll be the tailback, single receivers to each side. And the quarterback will hand it off to Green, the new tailback. He will plunge forward and pick up plenty of yardage and up for a first down.
Running the cutback again. They start one way and cut right back behind the other side of the line of scrimmage. So excuse me, go ahead.
Just across the 20-yard line, it's another new set of downs for the Lions.
So they're getting the linebackers flying one way and they're cutting back the other way behind that good offensive line that are staying with their blocks.
So in the red zone for the Lions, first and 10, driving on the O defense. The Lions lead it 7-0 here early in the second quarter. And they will hand this ball off around the left side, cutting upfield, and spins out of a tackle, and he's going to get across the 20 before he's shoved out of bounds.
Well, May and Nico Vargas both had him around the 20-yard line, but he spun away and got down to the 17.
That was Green on the carry again. It's on a second down now. It's 7 to go for the Lions with single receivers. Green still in the backfield. He's on the left side of the quarterback. He'll get the handoff, cuts back to his left after originally going right, and he'll be drugged down right around the line of scrimmage.
Well, let's see, that's Welch and Nico Vargas that were there. He started to go to the right side, but there was no place for him to go.
And a timeout being taken here. We'll take one with him. 8:37 on the clock. Teague Lions have the football up 7-0 and driving. You're listening to Yo Football on the Ranch. Just the 1:30, please. Back at Rocket Field here in Robinson, the Teague Lions have the football and driving against the Yo defense. Teague already on top, 7-0 here, as we are about midway through the second quarter. Again, tonight's second quarter brought to you by Camp-Tech's True Value in Cameron.
Once again, 2 tight ends, 2 wide outs, 1 running back.
3rd down and 7 for the Lions. They've got single receivers. They'll send a man in motion. That's Hurd. Goes from the left to the right side of the formation as Satterwhite's going to roll to his right. Still looking, and finally throws an incomplete.
Well, he threw it to a tight end coming across, but he threw it behind him.
Isaiah Patrick was the intended receiver, number 35.
I'm not sure the way they've been running that football, why they're even throwing the football, period, even on 3rd down and 8. That gives you 2 downs to pick up a 1st down, but as long as they'll throw it, we're in good shape.
Brings up a 4th down. The offense still on the field for the Lions. They'll send 2 receivers to each side. Coleman in the backfield with Satterwhite. Takes a snap, fakes a handoff, looking for the end zone. Steps up in the pocket, now scrambling to his right. He'll unleash one towards the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown for the Lions.
For Yeoman. For Yeoman there, and the ball got through all 4 of them, and he made the catch.
The Lions score again, and it's 13-0.
Nico Vargas was all over the quarterback, was slinging him around, and he threw the ball up, and there were 4 Yeoman defenders there, and none of them could come up with the football.
That is Rodney Kirkendall, one of the weapons for Teague, who caught that pass in a sea of maroon. Now they'll try for the extra point. Escobedo, the kicker. And it is up and good. And it's a 14-0 lead as the Teague Lions are on top here in the Camp-Tech's Hardware second quarter. You're listening to Yo Football on 105 on the Ranch. Well, the Teague Lions capping off a 14-play drive that took 6 minutes off the clock. They punch it in to make it a 14-0 ball game over the Cameron Yeoman here in this bi-district matchup. Yeoman will have to dig deep here the rest of the way.
Well, let's see. They've had the ball how many minutes?
About 15.
And they've run how many plays?
33.
33, and we've run 3. Now, I don't know. You know, you're not going to score many points if you have the ball for 3 plays this deep into the first half.
A 14-0 game as Teague will be set to kick it. Last time, worked an onside kick in their favor. Let's see what they do here. And they'll kick this one on the ground. That'll be fielded and dropped right at the 29-yard line. Kazarius Holtz covering it. And so it'll be a new set of downs for the first time since early in the first quarter for the Cameron Yo offense. 15 minutes of game time rest by the offense. So trailing 14-0 here in the second quarter, the Yeoman will come to the line from a shotgun with 2 receivers to the left, 1 man to the right. That is Roeder and Westbrook to the left. They're going to hand this ball off around that left side. That is DJ Fripp trying to find some running room, and he's going to be stumbled and tripped down for a loss of about a yard. Trying to get that running game going against this stout defensive line for Teague. Looks like they gave him back to the line of scrimmage on that last carry, so it'll actually be 2nd down and 10.
No, it's on the other side. If you look, it's 2nd down and 11, almost 12.
Oh, you are correct, I see.
Yeah.
Wrong marker. So it was 2nd and 11, but they're going to be flagged here, pushed back.
Illegal substitution.
So I have 16, 2nd and 16 for the Yeoman. 3 receivers to the right for Andrus, the quarterback in the shotgun, looking to throw, steps up in the pocket, now takes off. Up the middle he goes, and he'll pick up about 3-4 yards.
Middle linebacker stayed at home playing bird dog, in other words, keeping an eye on the quarterback. He wasn't in the pass coverage. His job was to, if Andrus runs, go get him. And he did a good job.
It'll be 3rd and 12 for the O offense here. 3rd and long as Andrus in the shotgun surveying the field. We'll have twins to each side. Roder and Westbrook on the far side. But Andrus from the shotgun looking that direction, and he throws it through Iverson Westbrook's hands. No flag, though Iverson looking for one.
Oh, I wish you would have been going to this side. We ran one man down short, and we ran another one down and out about 15 yards, and he was running wide open.
Brings up 4th down for the Yeoman. They'll be looking to punt. The last one was a good one. They'll need another good one here. Yeoman trailing 14-0 here in the 2nd quarter. 2 men deep for the Lions. As they prepare to punt it away. And the snap goes over the head of the punter. He's going to have to pick it up, and he's trying to punt it out of the end zone. And that is going to be blocked and fielded by Teague inside the 5-yard line. That'll set up excellent field position for the Lions. Everything going Teague's way right now, Coach.
Yes, sir. Well, we talked about the kicking game. I mean, we didn't talk much about it. They talked about offense and defense, but the onside kick gave them their 3rd possession of the football game, and now we have given them another possession, this time on the high snap, and attempted punt, and the ball sitting on the 2-yard line. The Cameron Yeomen are not in this ball game. They run 6 offensive plays. No first downs.
So at the 2-yard line, that's where the Lions have it. And they'll come to the line under center. Quick snap, and they will hand this ball off into the end zone for a touchdown.
No trouble there.
That was Tavis Colvin getting the carry and into the end zone for the touchdown, and the Lions have made this a 3-score ball game. I take that back. That was a big lineman getting a carry. Marcus Williams was in the game as an up back, as a fullback, and he got the carry. And he will punch it in, the big man. And now Escobedo will try for the extra point. Here's a snap, and it's down, and the kick is up, and good. And a 21-0 score as the Lions have opened a 3-touchdown lead over the Yeoman here in the 2nd quarter. You're listening to Yo Football with 105 on the Ranch.
And had to take a timeout.
Well, coming back here into after a touchdown by Teague to make it 21-0, the Yeoman on the kickoff having to use a timeout because they had, as you were mentioning as we came back on the air, Coach, just 10 men on the field.
Coach Brashear was a little irate.
Just compounding mistakes by the Yeoman here in the first half. Teague leads it 21-0, and they have had the ball nearly the entire football game. The Yeoman have run just 6 plays offensively now. Had the ball for all of less than 3 minutes. 6.5 to go here in the second quarter. And Teague getting ready to kick it. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line. We'll see how Teague kicks this one. Another pooch kick on the ground. He'll let that one roll to the back. Picked up at the 20-yard line. That is going to be brought up across the 25. Makes the first man miss. Still fighting his way forward up across the 30-yard line and finally brought down. Kazarius Holtz fielding that, bringing it up. Nice little return. Give the Yeoman the football at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for them.
The Yeoman have got to move the football on offense. They've got to do something, because if you turn that ball back over to that offense, there's 6.5 minutes left to go. It could be disastrous.
Yeoman trailing by 3 touchdowns. Andrus, the quarterback, has twin receivers to each side. One man in the backfield is Fripp. Andrus trying to fight his way forward after quickly stepping up in the pocket, and he is going to be met with about a 1-yard loss as he tried to move up in the pocket.
Well, that big number 54, Tyrus Busby, he's very quick. He's the one that we were talking about before the game that sometimes runs around the block, doesn't take it on, just runs around it because he's so quick. He made the stop.
That'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 for the Yeoman. 3 receivers to the left on the far side of the field. Andrus in the shotgun, looking that direction. Still looking, now throws. Got Roeder across the middle, up across midfield, and he's slung down at the Teague 45-yard line.
Garrick Roeder made a great catch. Reached up over his head and made that catch in the open field.
23-yard gain as Roeder makes the catch. It gives the Yeoman their first down of the ball game with 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in the half.
Offensive line gave him plenty of time.
So 1st and 10, first new set of downs for the Yeoman here. Andrus, 3 receivers to the left. Surveys the field as he now takes a snap. And he is going to keep this ball around the left side. He's up across the 40. Makes one man miss as he hops over him, and he's slung down at the 30.
Faked the ball to DJ Fripp going wide to the left and then kept it off left tackle. Found a good hold.
I'll mark that down actually inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 and a new set of downs again for the Yeoman here. Yeoman have found something that worked here. Trips to the right for Andrus. One man alone to the left. And flags come out as Andrus looking to throw deep. Instead scrambling around, and he'll be sacked at the 35-yard line. But looked like Teague may have jumped on offsides. So a penalty against Teague after the offsides call. Should set up a 1st and 5 for the Yeoman. Andrus in the shotgun. He'll send Trips to his right. One man alone to the left is Roeder. Fripp in the backfield to Andrus' left. Andrus looking for a play from the sideline. Now making sure everyone's aware of it. Play clock down to 4, 3, 2. Gets the snap off just in time as Fripp is going to get the handoff and tries to come around the left side, and he's got nowhere to go.
Outside linebacker was just sitting there waiting for him.
He's 2nd down and 5. And Nico Vargas just checked into the ball game in the backfield as Fripp comes out. So Vargas, the tailback, 3 receivers to the right. That's Westbrook, Holt, and Hammond. Andrus looking that direction. He's going to throw it that way. He's got a man. That is picked up by Kazarius Holtz. And he's going to be inside the 15-yard line. That'll move the Yeoman into the Valaire's Discount Center red zone.
Good pass route, good pass. And offensive line gave him time to throw it.
Ball will be placed at the 13-yard line. And 1st and 10 for the Yeoman here. Twin receivers to each side. Wide side of the field has Roeder and Westbrook. They'll throw it. Or no, they'll hand it off up the middle. Still churning, looking for yardage. Maybe got a yard out of it. Maybe 2. That would have been on total effort. Ball's at the 12-yard line, so he got about a yard. 2nd down and 9. Yeoman with trips to the left this time. Vargas still in the backfield. Andrus looking to throw, looking left. He's going to chunk one up to the end zone, and he overthrows everybody through the back of the end zone. Incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down. Third and 9 for the offense here in the red zone. Yeoman needing some points, trailing 21-0 here in the first half of this bi-district matchup. Trips to the left for Andrus. And now timeout being called. And so we'll take one with them. Yeoman trailing 21-0, but driving here late in the first half. You're listening to Yo Football on 105 on the Ranch. Back late in the second quarter here in Robinson. It's Yo Football, 3rd down and 9 from the 12-yard line. Yeoman trailing 21-0. 3 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock here in the second half. Or excuse me, in the first half, second quarter. 3 receivers over to the left, 1 man to the right. That's Hammond, the lone receiver. Andrus, the quarterback, takes a snap. He's looking towards Hammond on a slant play, and he is going to be just shy of the touchdown as he catches it near the 2-yard line and is brought down immediately. They'll mark him at the 1, so the Yeoman will get a first down and a huge play, getting Hammond on the 3rd and 9. New set of downs. It's 1st and goal for the Yeoman from the 1-yard line. Yeoman looking to punch back with a haymaker of their own here. Trailing 21-0. 2 receivers to the left. Andrus going to roll that direction, and he's going to keep it into the end zone. Touchdown, Yeoman.
Nico Vargas leading the way.
Yeoman have scored here to make it 21-6 with 2 minutes, 38 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Now we'll try for an extra point. The Yeoman will send out Adrian Lewis to kick. So Lewis getting ready to kick, having to change shoes real quick. Bryce Brashear will be the holder. And the point after try brought to you by Cryer Collision coming up next. As here's the snap, the hold, the kick. And it's up and through. Lewis is true. And it's 21-7. Teague over Cameron here in the first half of this bi-district matchup. We're back in just a moment. This is Yo Football on the Ranch. Yeoman trailing 21-7, getting ready to kick off here late in the second quarter. And the Don's Paint Body scoring drive is going to show the Yoma going 9 plays for 67 yards. Took 3 minutes, 50 seconds off the clock. A 23-yard Roeder catch, 16-yard Andrus run, 11-yard Holt catch, and a 12-yard Hammond catch. Set up an Andrus 1-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good, and that's your Don's Paint and Body scoring drive. Yeoman finally putting one through into the end zone, and it's a 21-7 ball game. The Lions have the lead. Yeoman preparing to kick it. One man deep for Teague as Lewis sends this one out of bounds. And that will draw a flag. See what Teague decides to do here. Referee standing over at the 31-yard line. Looks like they're going to make him re-kick. So a re-kick, this time from the 35-yard line, should likely set up Teague with excellent field position. So Lewis will have to kick it again. Davis Coleman, the deep man for Teague. They re-tee this ball here at the 35-yard line after the penalty. Kicking out of bounds. Lewis will try it again. Big high kick, angling towards the sideline. That'll be fielded, and his momentum will take him out of bounds just across about the 24-yard line.
Well, he wasn't sure what to do. Had he let it go, it would have gone out of bounds, and we'd had another 5-yard penalty, but he wasn't sure, so he made the catch and then stepped out.
That'll give Teague the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 24.
He needed another teammate over there talking to him, telling him something, because he was all by himself.
Back to a 2-touchdown game now, as the Teague Lions come out with single receivers to each side. From the shotgun, Satterwhite will hand it off, cuts back around to his left, still makes first man miss, and then is eventually drugged down by number 6.
Bryce Welch. They're running the cutback. They're starting, they early in the game they were running just power football to the right, and now they found out that our linebackers are pursuing real quick, and so they're starting right and cutting back to the left.
So after Welch making the tackle, 2nd down coming up. About a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7 for Teague here. Clock running under 2 minutes left here in the half. He'll hand this ball off again, right up the gut. Jumps the first tackler, and he's going to pick up nice yardage. About 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and short coming up.
Stop being made by Ulysses Cardona.
3rd and 1 for the Lions. Taking all the time they want here late in the second quarter. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Camtex Hardware. Running a good 20 seconds or so off the play clock before they even get set offensively. Snapping the ball inside 10. And they'll hand it off up the middle. And enough for a first down. Davis Coleman. About 2 or 3 yards.
Levi May, the safety, came up to make the stop.
Lions content to just milk the clock here late in the second quarter. Coming up on a minute left. On top 21-7 here in this first round playoff game.
You just can't go to sleep here.
And flags coming in as the Lions looked like they were ready to chunk one. Quarterback was dropping back after taking the snap before that play was whistled dead.
That's what I was sitting here talking about. They run and run and run, and then you get to thinking, well, all they're going to do is run the clock out. You go to sleep, and they're going to drop the bomb on you. But they made a mistake and jumped offside, so now we'll be alert.
Clock still running, sitting at 45 seconds and counting. And this time it's going to be twin receivers to each side for Teague. Satterwhite, the quarterback in the shotgun, sends a man in motion, putting trips to the right side as he'll roll that direction, and he'll dump one shallow and underneath. Makes the first man miss, and he's going to pick up nice yardage, about a 15-yard catch.
That was Hurd, the wingback that went in motion, sent two guys deep and put him out in the flat, and he's wide open.
So they pick up a first down. It's 1st and 10 for the Lions. And Teague taking a timeout. And so with that, we'll do one with him. We're back at 30 seconds. This is Yo Football on the Ranch. First down and 10 for the Lions here from their own 45-yard line. 26 seconds left on the game clock as it's twin receivers to the left, one man to the right for Satterwhite, the quarterback. He's looking to throw. He's got a man wide open across the 40, the 30. It's a foot race for the end zone. 10 inside, touchdown. And the Lions have scored here with less than 30 seconds left on the clock.
Absolute breakdown in the coverage somewhere. Everybody was covered except that one man going down the sideline, and he was wide open.
And that will bring up an extra point for Escobedo. 27-7 is the score. So Escobedo to try for his 4th extra point of the night. And flags everywhere before we get this play started.
Well, the right tackle, one of the Cameron Yeomen, just kind of acted like he was coming, and when he did, the right tackle flinched.
That'll make Escobedo's point after try a little bit more difficult.
That'll make a coach, I don't care which side he's on, pull the hairs out of your head, because you're not going anywhere till the ball's snapped. They can't do anything except get off sides, and then you move.
Looks like this ball is going to be held at about the 15-yard line following the penalty. The longer extra point try. Snap is down. That kick may have been partially blocked, but still good. So 28-7. Back to a 3-touchdown lead for the Teague Lions. Just 16 seconds on the clock. You're back in just a moment. This is Yo Football on the Ranch. Just 16 seconds left in the first half of this ball game, and maybe a first half of Yeoman are ready to forget. They trailed 28-7 in this ball game. Everything has gone the Lions' way in the first half. Teague getting ready to kick it off after scoring on a 55-yard pass play, catching the Yeoman napping defensively. And so they'll kick it off. Just 16 seconds left here in the first half. Germania halftime report coming up once this half expires. 2 men deep for the Yeoman. The Teague has kicked it deep. They won't do it this time either. On the ground, that'll be fielded just shy of the 30-yard line and brought forward, but that'll take it up just shy of the 40-yard line.
Bryce Welch made that stop, picked the ball up, and did a good job of bringing it back.
They'll mark it about the 40. That's where the Yeoman will have it. Just 13 seconds left. Score sits at 28-7 Teague. A couple of other scores. McGregor Bulldogs lead West 7-6, and the Franklin Lions on top of Groesbeck 27-14. Some other District 9 and 10 matchups there. 5 wide receivers set for Andrus. Back to pass. He's going to throw down the middle, and he's going to be incomplete, intended for Iverson Westbrook. Second down and 10 for the Yeoman. 8 seconds left. Going to see a lot of Thursday night games. We'll bring you some of those scores again during halftime. Our Germania halftime report coming up shortly. Again, a 5 wide receiver set. It's trips to the right. Andrus looking left, now looking right. It's going to go that direction. This time he's got Kazarius Holtz, who steps out of bounds near midfield. Just 3 seconds on the clock now, and 50 yards to go.
Should be a first down.
Is enough for a first down. And so the Yeoman will have 1st and 10 from midfield. 3 receivers this time to the left. 1 man to the right is Hammond. Teague back in a prevent formation as Iverson comes across in motion. And Andrus will loose one, incomplete. And that will do it for the first half of this football game. Teague will go into the locker room, leading 28-7 over the Cameron Yeoman, and look to turn their fortunes around coming out into the second half. We'll join the Germania halftime report next. Come on, Coach. He can't defend himself. All right, Yeoman, of course, won the toss at the very start of this game. They elected to defer to the second half. That means Teague will be kicking off here to start the second half here in our Pizza Hut third quarter.
Well, you can get ready for a squib kick on the ground. Not going to go very far, about the 30-yard line, maybe.
We've seen something really, especially in the second half of the season, that has been something that teams have gone to, the attempted onside kick or squib kicks.
Well, they aren't about to kick off deep to us because we got all this speed back there, and they've seen how much success we've had over the years, so they've just eliminated that.
So we'll see what they do here to start this second half. Teague getting ready to kick, checking the line. And they will squib kick it. Yeoman, there's a scramble for it, and they'll come up on top of it. Nearly muffed that one to start the second half. Yeoman will have the football, though.
It was recovered by number 56.
It's recovered at the 41-yard line.
Chris Johnson was able to get, number 56 was able to come up with it.
Yeoman from their own 41.
Great field position. Now they've got to do something with it because we need some points if we're going to have a chance in this ball game.
So the offense will have the ball first here in the second half, and it's going to be trips to the left for the quarterback Andrus. 1 man to the right. That is Hammond, who's all alone. DJ Fripp in the backfield with Andrus. And they are going to try the option, and Fripp spins out of the first tackle, but he's going to be gobbled up in the backfield and a loss of yards.
If a wide receiver does not get a block on that play, there's no way that play's ever going to go. You can block all the down linemen you want to, but if you don't get a block out there, and we haven't had one of those here so far in this ball game.
Loss of 3 on that carry, and it'll be second down and 13. 3 receivers to the right for Andrus, looking that direction. He'll throw it that way towards the sideline. He's got Kazarius Holtz. And he'll run out of bounds.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Runs out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Well, we send Hammond deep, and we bring him, he's the second receiver, bring him down and out, and he's been open all evening, and he's going to be open because he's beating that outside linebacker.
That'll bring up a third down and 5 for the Yo offense here. Really needing to move some chains here in the second half and keep that defense rested. Twin receivers to each side for Andrus. And he's going to send a reverse around to Westbrook. Now cuts upfield. Cuts back to his left, up across midfield. He's got it up for a first down up near the 45-yard line of Teague.
Iverson Westbrook put down by number 13, Tyree Turner, number 5, Damian Dixon.
One of our rare reverses, and boy, did it cost them. Good job of running and blocking.
Misdirection on that play as well. They faked a handoff first to DJ Fripp, the tailback, before Iverson then took it on the reverse. This time it's 3 receivers, 2 to right with a new set of downs for Andrus. One man on the far side of the field. The Yeoman moving from left to right on the radio dial. Roeder is alone on that far side of the field. Andrus first looking that direction, now looking right again. He's going to chunk one deep downfield, looking for Hammond. Jumps up to get it, and he's going to have it go off his hands. Incomplete.
Number 1, Kadrian Hammond.
That would have been an outstanding catch had he been able to come up with it. He was pretty well covered, but he had the height on the man. He jumped up. It was about a foot over him, but the ball went right through his hands. The kind of catch that when you're down by 21 points, you've got to make.
That's going to bring up a second down for Cameron here. Second and 10. 3 receivers to the short side of the field on that far side. This is going to be a keeper by Andrus. He's got nowhere to go, giving up ground to try to get some more, and he is slung down right near the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely no place for him to go that time.
Bring up a 3rd and long for the Yale offense. 3rd and 10 coming up.
They really need to get that ball down there in the end zone.
Offense trying to find a rhythm here in the second half of the Pizza Hut third quarter. Twin receivers to each side. It's Hammond and Westbrook on the near side. Holt and Roeder on the far side. They're going to dump this one off instead. And Nico Vargas, the tailback, out of the backfield, but he will be brought down around the 40-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down for the Yeoman.
Well, there's no doubt about what you do. You go for it. And if our guys in the press box saw what I just saw, they'll know that number 14 over on the other side and that last coverage was wide open because they hadn't covered him correctly, and they still don't have him covered correctly.
4th down and 3, trips to the left for Andrus. Huge play coming up for the Yeoman. They'll come to the left. They've got Roeder, and he is going to be swatted down for a loss of yards on a screen pass, and flags come out.
However, there is a flag down on the play.
Well, number 47, defensive end, had his helmet stripped off. Oh, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike against Teague, and that is a huge boost for the Cameron Yeoman.
I was going to say now, there's a mistake by the Teague Lions.
It would have been a turnover on downs. Instead, the Yeoman will get some breathing room. They will mark this off against Teague. The Yeoman look to have the football
And the penalty
at the 25-yard line. Huge break for the Cameron Yeoman on a 4th down play. Yeoman trailing 28-7 here in the third quarter. Under 10 minutes left in the quarter. 3 receivers to the left for Andrus. 1 man to the right is Hammond. And it's going to bounce off DJ Fripp's helmet. And the Teague Lions have recovered.
The snap was high. Snap from center was high, and nobody could control it. And there it is.
So a turnover after the Yeoman get a huge break. They'll get it right back over to Teague, and it'll be the Lions with the football. Yeoman trailed 28-7 as the defense heads out onto the field. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. 9:43 on the clock for the Teague Lions. Out of the shotgun, single receivers to each side. They hand it off. Right up the gut he goes and tackled at the 30. Davis Coleman was on the carry.
J.O. Wazell came in to make the stop.
4-yard pickup. And it's 2nd and 6. Lions again taking their time here to get set. Clock under 10 seconds as they snap it on the play clock, that is, as they'll hand this ball off again up the middle. Fighting forward for another couple or 3 yards.
Tavis Coleman on the carry. Stop number 76.
Only some hard running here early in the second half.
It's
But he's been doing that all evening.
Third down. And 3 to go for the Lions. 8.5 minutes and ticking. Milking all of that clock that they can are the Lions. Snapping each time under 10 on the play clock. Breaking free up the middle for the Lions is the tailback, Teague Coleman, and he picks up a first down. Nearly broke it for a big gain. A lot bigger gain.
Nico Vargas got his ankle.
First and 10.
If he doesn't, I think Teague Coleman goes all the way to the end zone. There was nobody in the middle of the field behind him. So first and 10 now for Teague from the 43-yard line. Approaching midfield as they have single receivers to each side and a strong formation to the left. They look to hand this off, though, to the right. The Yeomen sniff this one out, and it's a 2-yard loss.
Brody Sexton, first man there, along with number 50, Ulysses Cardona.
Jellicoe Green was the new ball carrier getting that handoff. They'll lose yards, and so second down and 12.
Those two names and Levi May have been making most of the tackles here tonight.
New tailback has checked in now. Davion Dixon. Lined up at tailback for the Lions here. A new name we haven't seen back there as Satterwhite hands it off to Dixon. Trying to cut around the right side. Cuts up field, he does, and he'll pick up nice yardage, about a 70-yard gain there.
Nico Vargas from his linebacker position got outside in order to make that tackle.
That'll be third down. Looks like 3rd and 4 for the Lions. Just shy of midfield. Coming out of blitz are the Yeomen, and just knifing his way through the line, and enough to get a first down is the tailback, Dixon. He picks up another new set of downs for the Lions.
Cardona and Welch on the stop.
Teague milking the clock here in the third quarter. Under 6.5 minutes and counting. Single receivers with Dixon in the backfield with Satterwhite, the quarterback. They'll hand it to Dixon. He's coming up around that right side, trying to find some room, but nowhere to go. He's back to the line of scrimmage and stacked up.
Cardona and May in to make the stop. A pretty good job on that side by the defensive line to at least make a little bit of a stack. You know, if those offensive linemen are standing in the hole, there's no place to go, and that's what happened, and those two guys were able to come in and clean up.
Second down and 10 facing the Lions. They are working a perfect ball control offense. Snapping at 8 on the clock this time as Satterwhite rolls to his right. That is going to be tipped by a Yo defender into the hands of a Teague Lion, and he is off to the races down the sideline before he's pushed out inside the 20.
And then there's a flag.
And a flag at the end. Tipped by number 3 for Cameron. That was Bryce Brashear, and right into the hands of number 13 for Teague, Tyrese Hurd.
I believe they're going to call holding. Oh, blocking the back. There we go. From the spot of the foul, we'll put the ball at the 26-yard line.
Looks like it. So the penalty against Teague helps Cameron a little bit.
But it's still a 1st and 10.
Still a 1st and 10, but not in the red zone. So at the 26 instead of the Yeomen, Teague Lion offense with 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. Handing it off to Davis Coleman. Trying to go up around that left side. And he picks up maybe a yard.
Once again, Brody Sexton and Bryce Welch. Levi Bay back in at the safety. Bashir coming out.
Lions taking their time here, up 28-7 here in the third quarter of this bi-district matchup. Single receivers for Satterwhite, who fakes the handoff, and a penalty will stop the play.
Every time, it seems like every time they come out with a pass play, one of the wide receivers jumps or takes off before the ball is snapped. Now, that'll happen sometimes when you're a run-oriented football team, but your wide receivers have no snap count. They just go when the ball moves, but that's about the third or fourth time that they've done that.
So second down and 15 for Teague. Ball at the 31-yard line. With single receivers, Satterwhite, the quarterback, has Coleman in the backfield with him. They'll hand it off to Coleman. Right up the gut he goes, and he's got big yardage. Breaks another tackle, enough for a first down, and he's inside the 5-yard line.
I'm telling you, he broke 3 tackles around the 15-yard line and just kept going. And Levi May finally pulled him down on the 4-yard line.
And so the Lions knocking on the door here.
Doing just what they did the first half, driving the football.
At the 4-yard line, first and goal for Teague, up 28-7 already. Just 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Under center goes Satterwhite. He'll pitch it out to the right. That's Coleman trying to find his way to the end zone, and he gets in.
They came out with an unbalanced line, Brett, with those 2 blockers on the right side. And started wide. Everybody took off wide, and then he just cut right back inside and walked into the end zone.
Makes it a 34-7 ball game. And Escobedo, the Lions kicker, will be on to try for the extra point.
Roberto Escobedo to attempt the extra point.
Escobedo getting ready for that PAT. The hold is down. That is blocked by Westbrook, and it's going to end up going off the right upright and out. So it's no good. 34-7 is the score.
Iverson Westbrook coming in from the left side. Almost got it last time, but did get a hand on it this time.
Well, we'll take a break here in the third quarter as the Yeoman trail at 34-7. We're back in a moment here on the Ranch. Just the one. How long was that drive? Well, another nearly 6-minute drive by the Teague Lions offense. And they'll punch it in and miss the extra point. The score is 34-7 here in the third quarter. Yo offense really needing to regroup here after a turnover gave Teague the football, which they would march down and score here in the second half. Yeoman trailing 34-7 here in this bi-district round playoff matchup. Teague set to kick it. 2 men deep for the Yeoman, but Teague hadn't kicked it deep yet. That is going to be fielded at the 35-yard line by number 15, Jale Walzell. He's up across the 40, near the 45.
On the return. Stop number 11, Micah Thompson.
And they'll mark that at the, looks like, 44-yard line. And it'll be first and 10 for the Yo offense.
Well, they've got to throw the football. That's just all there is to it. It doesn't make any difference. You've got to try to win it, and we're not running the ball, so you've got to throw the football.
So the Yeomen with 1st and 10 from the 40, their own 44, moving left to right across the radio dial. Andrus from the shotgun looking to throw, and he'll throw it, and in and out of the hands of the wide receiver. That's Westbrook.
Well covered.
Number 3.
Well covered.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Man's covering you that close, you've got to do, you got to run a pattern where you make a couple of breaks.
3 receivers to the left for Andrus, 1 to the right. He's looking left, and he's going to be hit from behind. He lost the football. Recovered by the Cameron Yeomen.
Recovered by Cameron's number 4, DJ.
That was DJ Fripp, who came up with a football heads-up play to land on top of it. So a 3rd down. They do lose yardage.
But you have no choice here. You've got to go for it.
3:02 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Ball's at the 41-yard line. It's 4th down and 13 for the offense. Looks like Tommy Brashear wants to take a timeout to think about this. So we'll take one with him. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Yo Football on the Ranch. Coming out of the timeout, Yeomen facing a huge 4th down. The offense takes the field. Yeomen trailing 34-7 here in the 3rd quarter. 3:02 on the clock, and a huge 4th down play coming up in the 3rd quarter.
4th down and 13.
Andrus in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side. DJ Fripp to tailback to Andrus' left. Andrus from the snap. Looking left, he'll go that direction. Lofts one up, incomplete.
Number 14.
Kazarius Holt was the intended receiver, but that'll fall incomplete. It's a turnover on downs. That'll give Teague the football on the O side of the football field.
Which is not a good sign. Because they have been driving it, eating up 5 and 6 and 7 minutes of the clock. But when you're down 34-7, you have to gamble. You have to go for it.
So the Lions will have a football. 2 minutes, 57 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. On top 34-7.
First and 10 Lions.
They have done nothing but milk the clock for much of the second half. Went on a 6-minute drive for much of this quarter to score a touchdown and give them a 34-7 advantage. This time they'll hand the ball off around the left side, still trying to fight, and finally brought down out of bounds near the 40-yard line. He picked up a yard for the effort.
Once more, Cardona on the stop, number 50.
Jellicoe Green on the carry for Teague. As a big man. He'll check out this time. Number 5, Davion Dixon enters the ball game.
2nd and 9, 40.
2:50 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Single receivers to each side for Satterwhite. Flag on the play as they hand the ball off to Dixon. He cuts upfield around that right side, and he picks up nice yardage.
There's a flag down on the play.
Up 7 yards on the carry, but
Wide
the flag
receiver,
is.
wide receiver again for those guys. Their coach is going to pull his hair out or find him a wide receiver that can sit still.
Well, it backs the Lions up after what was a nice run. That'll be a 2nd down and 14. So 2nd and 14 for the Lions.
Most of their penalties tonight have been wide receivers moving too early.
They've got the single receivers as they hand the ball off right up the middle for Dixon. Now cuts back to the right side has nice yardage again. This time he's got a huge carry that picks up nearly 10. 8 yards.
Tripped up by his own man. It'll be second down.
Their third tailback, Dixon, has shown nice burst of speed.
Well, they've got several good running backs.
So 2 minutes, 10 seconds and counting down.
Teague's going to take a timeout.
And now a timeout. We'll take one with him as well.
Timeout.
We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Yo Football on the Ranch. Back out on the timeout here in Robinson. Teague leading 34-7. Their offense facing a 3rd down and 7 with 2 minutes, 8 seconds left in the third quarter. Our third quarter tonight brought to you by Pizza Hut in Cameron.
Third down.
It's going to be twin receivers to the right for the quarterback, Satterwhite. Going to hand the ball off on a reverse, coming around the left side. Got enough for a first down. It crossed the 30. And they'll pick up a first down. The Lions do. That was number 3, the big man Antonio Hurd with their Stars, making that play on the reverse.
That's another Lion. First down.
Enough to get the first down on a 3rd and 7, and it's now 1st and 10 for the Lions. Ball's at the 27-yard line for Teague. Driving, burning clock again. Hand the ball off, up the middle. Stutter step and brought down after about a 2-yard gain.
Well, they've been putting, here since the second half, they've been putting a blocking back behind one of the tackles, and they'll start that way. He comes across and traps, gives them additional blocker, and the runner will start that way and cut back. Now, had the runner cut back, if he'd have done what he was supposed to that time, they had a gaping hole, but he decided to try to go straight ahead, and the Yeomen were all over it.
The receivers to the right side, and flags again will stop the play with a false start.
False start is called against the Lions.
Had plenty of those tonight.
Well, that was the left guard that time. First time it hasn't been a wide receiver.
Teague on top 34-7. That should be 2nd and 13 for the Lions here. Clock running through a minute left here in the third quarter. Gonna hand this ball off up the left side. Makes the first man miss and then drug out of bounds.
Levi May on the stop.
It was Dixon on the carry.
Well, they pulled a guard and a tackle that time. He started right and then came left following them.
7 yards on the carry.
Third down.
And it's 3rd and 8. Receivers to the right side, one to the left. They hand it off around that right side. Dixon looking for room, now cuts upfield. Lansing gets enough for a first. Down again, this time inside the red zone.
Levi May once again on the stop.
And that's another Lion. First down.
45 seconds and counting left here in the second quarter. Teague on the move here, and burning clock. Coming up on 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Single receivers again this time. Satterwhite hands it off. Now cutting around to the left, looking for the edge. He's got it, turns upfield, and just shy of the end zone.
Welch came across to make the stop.
And is going to put the ball inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. So first and goal for Teague from the 3. Already up 34-7, just 16 seconds left here in the third quarter. Handed off to Dixon, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Teague.
3 yards for the Lions. Touchdown!
40-7, the new score. That'll bring out Escobedo to try for the extra point. Hold is down. The kick is up. And no good. So 40-7 is the score. Teague has the advantage. Just 12 seconds left here in the third quarter. We're back in a moment. You're listening to Yo Football on the Ranch.
At the start of the fourth quarter, Brock 42, Clyde 3. With 4:49 left in the third quarter, Franklin 49, Groesbeck 35. With 10:51 left in the third quarter, West 20, McGregor 7. With 10:19 left in the third quarter, Kemp 29, Pottsboro 14. And at the half, Shallowwater 28, Great Creek yet to score.
The score is 40-7 here in the Pizza Hut third quarter as the Teague Lions all over the Omen here tonight. Just 12 seconds left in the third quarter. Here in this bi-district matchup. Yeoman getting ready to receive the kick from Teague after that touchdown. Kick from the Lions is on the ground, takes a bounce. That'll be fielded about the 25-yard line. Making a few men miss, but only going to get about 3 yards for all the effort he put into it. Iverson Westbrook fielding that ground ball. There's nowhere to go. That'll leave 7 seconds on the clock in the third quarter. That leaves just 7 seconds for the Omen to score a touchdown to give Danny Oges free pizza. Got a long way to go. The Omen will have it at the 33-yard line. Their own 33. First and 10. Twin receivers to each side as Andrus takes the snap. Looking to his right. Got a man. That's Kazarius Holtz. Makes the catch and goes out of bounds.
Familiar pattern.
At the 38, just shy of a first down. Picks up 9.
And that's another Yeoman.
If he ever comes down the field and fakes to the outside and goes back to the inside, he's going to be so wide open they won't know what to do.
They actually gave him a first down on that play. So first and 10 for the Omen. They moved the chains. Nice spot for the Omen there. As this time they'll hand the ball off. Coming around the right side is E.J. Fripp. And trying to find the edge, couldn't find it. Run out of bounds, no gain. And that will send us to the fourth quarter. That'll be the final play of the Pizza Hut third quarter. No pizza giveaway this week. And as we start the fourth quarter coming up, it's 40-7, the Teague Lions leading Cameron here in this bi-district playoff match. We're back in a moment.
The sophomores, Kinsey Lane, Cassidy Hundle, Lyric Epperson, Esmeralda Cardona, and Tiffany Bolivar. The juniors, Victoria Williams, Jasmine Boslin, Shelby Lara, and Ashley Balch. The seniors, Carla Martinez, and Rainey Cloud, and junior captain Jackson, Morgan Suffield.
And welcome back to fourth quarter action as the Cameron Yeomen trail 40-7 to the Teague Lions, number 1 seed out of District 9 3A Division 1. And they're flexing their physical muscles here tonight. It is 4th down and 9 for the Yeomen. Make that 2nd down and 9 for the Yeomen.
Guy running the chain of the down box is all confused.
As the Yeomen go to work now, moving south to north, or from our right to left, toward the clock end zone here at Rocket Field. Trips go wide to the left. That's Roeder, Holt, and Westbrook. One man wide to the right is Hammond. And a man goes in motion from the tailback position, gets the catch on a little flare pass inside the 40 and ridden down at the 36-yard line. That was Davion Bynum out of the backfield for a big gainer for the Yeomen. 24 yards on the catch. Most of that yards after the catch by Bynum, who now lines up to the left of Andrus in the backfield, sending twin receivers to both sides. High snap, Andrus picks it up, and another flare pass out to Bynum. Bynum back inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 4.
And I believe 2 of the lines went together on the sideline over here, and one of them's hobbling. He's trying to stay in, but they're going to substitute for him. They took each other out.
Our fourth quarter tonight brought to you by the Yo Athletic Booster Club, supporting the Yeomen, both on and off the field, of course. And you can become a member of the Booster Club by just attending the meetings Mondays at the field house. Andrus on a quarterback draw, looking for a hole inside the 30, the 25, down to the 20, and down inside the Blair's Discount Center red zone to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Yeomen. And we've got an injured Teague player, slow to get up.
Player on the field for Teague. Number 5, Davion Dixon.
That's Dixon, who's slow to get up, but back up under his own power. And will have to come out of play. But didn't want to.
No, he was their 3rd running back here tonight, and he's had a good night.
Bynum in the backfield with Andrus again as twins go to both sides on a 1st and 10 from the Teague 19. Pass left side, caught by Iverson Westbrook inside the 15. The marking driven out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. So a short gain of about 4 for Iverson Westbrook on the catch.
5-yard gain on the play.
3rd down, 2nd down and 6 now for the Yeomen. 40-7, Teague in control from the get-go here tonight. Andrus rolling right. He's going to throw on the run. Corner of the end zone, picked off in the end zone. Threw it up for grabs, and the grabs came down in the hands of the Teague Lions, who runs it back out to the 32-yard line.
Well, that's all that was, Joe. You were absolutely right. He didn't set his feet. He was throwing off balance, and he just threw it up towards the end zone, and 3 Teague Lions were back there with 1 receiver, and they picked that one off.
That was Coleman, I think, who picked it off. It was Tavis Coleman who ran it back out to the 32-yard line, and that's where the Lions will go to work and burn up some more clock. At one point in this game, the Lions had a 14-minute to 1-minute possession advantage over the Yeomen and 33-3 on the offensive plays. And it's not gotten much better throughout this game. A handoff over left side for about 4 yards.
Nico Vargas on that stop.
Dixon on the run for the Lions. Winner of this one, East Chambers and Buda wait. Are in the sights of the winner of this one, which undoubtedly will be the Teague Lions, who finally may have overcome the Yeoman jinx. Twins to the right, one to the left. Handoff. No, the Satterwhite will keep it around the left side. And he is collared down at the first down marker. Needed 6, got 5.5, I think. It's going to be 3rd and short.
And it's 3rd down.
Levi May on the tackle. 3rd and a yard from the Teague 41-yard line. Satterwhite will hand off to Dixon, bouncing around the right edge, dives up across the 40 to the 44 and gets the first down.
Stopped by number 3, Bryce Brashear, number 24, Patrick England.
Patrick England on the stop.
Lion, first down.
Under 9 minutes to play here in this, and the Teague Lions in control. They have dominated the line of scrimmage. They've dominated possession, offensive plays, scoreboard, just about every aspect of this game.
Yes, it's a very, very dominating game.
And Coleman gets the handoff left side. He's into the secondary and off to the races. Got some speed. Levi May runs him down at the 22-yard line.
Coleman on the carry, stop number 8, Levi May.
Well,
And
defense,
Lion, first down.
what fight they had in them has pretty well been drained out of them because they've been on the field almost the entire football game, and they are starting to just flat wear down.
34 yards by Coleman on that one, and that puts Coleman rushing tonight for 239 yards, an almost 10-yard per carry average, 2 touchdowns. And this is Dixon, I believe, stacked up at the line of scrimmage. That was Hurd on the carry. Antonio Hurd.
Stop number 54,
for no gain.
Brody Sexton. There have been 3 names that we have called out all night long. Brody Sexton, Ulysses Cardona, and Levi May have probably made 2/3 of the tackles here tonight.
We'll actually mark that a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Right now, the Lions, they just want possession to run that clock. Antonio Hurd is the tailback again. He's to the left of Satterwhite in the backfield. A wide receiver to either side. And Hurd will get the call again and tries to find a seam, but nowhere to go, and he's wrestled down for a couple.
Antonio Hurd on the carry.
Down at the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Anthony Lane, number 22, came through, made that tackle.
That defense, Coach, you're right. They have been on the field a long time tonight.
Oh, I'm telling you, I don't think they've seen the bench. Boy, they haven't had a chance to get a drink of water or anything.
3rd and 9 from the Yote 21-yard line, and Satterwhite will roll left on an option play, pitch it, nowhere to go. Great defense then by the Yeoman. As Hurd had nowhere to go, he'll lose a couple of yards and his helmet, and it'll be 4th down and long for the Lions.
Cardona and May.
There is a flag down. Hurd had his helmet knocked off in that tackle. And then I believe he might have, shoved a ref. He might have gotten ejected for that stint. It is unsportsmanlike conduct against the Lions. And that should be after the play, so the down should count. Hurd did that coming up, but that's not gonna be a dead ball foul. Looks like they're gonna replay 3rd down. Should be 4th down. There we go, 4th down. Well, that was after the play was whistled dead.
That's their 2nd unsportsmanlike conduct penalty tonight. That's one of the few things they've done wrong.
That and a couple of illegal procedures, those wide receivers jumping
I'm telling you.
off the line too early, but that's about it as far as. Here's a quick kick by Satterwhite. He's going to punch it down. Nobody deep to receive the punt. And it was killed at the 12-yard line. I'm so sure I wouldn't have let that one roll.
Rodney Kirkendall at the 12, where Cameron will take over.
But the Yeoman will take over at the 12 with 6 minutes even remaining in this ball game and the season.
Yes, sir.
For the Yeoman, 40-7, Teague leads it. And it just hadn't been many bright spots here tonight. You know, Coach, early on there were some small things that resulted in big things for Teague. An over snap on the punt was a big thing that gave the Teague Lions first and goal at the 2. But things like a face mask.
A face mask, yeah, when you got them back, they're getting ready to look at 4th and 30.
Yeah, and an onside kick that was recovered by Teague. And here's a handoff up the middle. And that is probably the longest run from scrimmage we've had tonight. Up to the 34-yard line goes
Stop number 3, Antonio Hurd, number 13,
Nico Vargas.
And that's another Yeoman first down. First and 10 from the 34.
That was a 22-yard run by Nico Vargas. And Andrus will hand off up the middle again, and it's Nico running again. And there's the Nico Vargas that we have wondered all year why he hadn't been back there, Coach.
Absolutely.
I mean, he rumbles, bumbles, and stumbles, but he gets big yards, and he is a hard runner to bring down. I've always thought that he runs a whole lot like Trayon Smith. He's just really hard to bring down, and one lick's not going to bring him down. He gets out to the 49-yard line on that run, back-to-back carries for big gainers for the Yeoman, and it's first and 10. Andrus going to keep it around the right side following Nico's blocking, and Andrus dives across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Spotter for Tyrell Kennedy.
And it'll be second down and 7 now for the Yeoman. Clock rolling, 5 minutes remaining in the game.
Second and 7 from the 48.
Westbrook and Roeder wide to the left. That's the wide side of the field. Hammond alone wide to the right. And a slot back is Cardona. And up the middle goes Nico Vargas to the 44-yard line, a gain of 4. And it's third and 3.
Third down.
(40-7) our score. Teague will be advancing past the Yeoman for the first time, I think, in these two schools' history. Zach Andrus on a quarterback draw gets hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down for no gain. And it's fourth down.
Fourth down.
It's almost like, Coach, we have abandoned the pass.
Well, this way the clock runs.
Got a point. Under 4 minutes to play. Twins to the left, one man wide to the right. Fourth down and 3, and here's a quick pass. Iverson Westbrook has it at the 35, inside the 30, and down to the 28-yard line goes Iverson Westbrook.
Well, they just completely forgot to cover him.
16 yards on that catch and run by Iverson.
I looked out here, and the safety and the cornerback were there, and the outside linebacker was sitting inside, and there was nobody to cover him.
First and 10 for the Yeoman at the Teague 28-yard line now. Roeder alone wide to the left. Hammond and Westbrook wide to the right. Hand off to Bynum from the tailback position, and he is driven back. Lost a yard on the carry.
A little bit of difference between number 25 and number 42 going into that line.
Two totally different style running backs. They'll give him the line of scrimmage for forward progress. Actually, they mark him a yard short, so it's second and 11 from the 29-yard line. Andrus going to throw, looking left, throws deep down the left side, and overthrows Iverson Westbrook. A diving effort right at the pylon in the near end zone, but just a little bit too tall. And it's third down.
Covered by Antonio Hurd.
Clock stopped with 2:39 remaining. Bynum is in the backfield. Trip receivers line up to the short side of the field. Nobody wide to the left. And Andrus is going to run it around the right side. And he dives down to about the 25-yard line. And it's fourth down and 7 for the Yeoman. Nico Vargas checking back in for Bynum. On a fourth down and 7 from the Teague 25-yard line. Trips to the wide side of the field for the Yo. Could be the final play of the season for the Yo offense. They don't convert here. Andrus dropping straight back. Screen pass. It's caught by Nico Vargas. He's inside the 15, the 10, the 5, and carries a player into the end zone for the touchdown. Nico Vargas on the screen play goes 28 yards. 25 yards for the score. The second touchdown of the night for the Yeoman.
What a difference it makes when he's in there at the running back.
Adrian Lewis was in the extra
It
point.
does create a weapon that
I'm telling you.
that's hard to defend. And Lewis will try to make this a 14-point offensive performance for the Yeoman, which is still one of their lowest of the season. The kick is good. 150 left in the game. 40-14 is our score. The Teague Lions still well in control of this one. We're back to Rocket Field in a moment. Welcome back. Here is your Don's Paint and Body scoring drive. This drive started on the Yo 12-yard line. It took them 10 plays to go 88 yards and used 4 minutes and 10 seconds of the fourth quarter in their second scoring drive of the night. But it was capped by a 25-yard screen pass up the middle from Andrus to Nico Vargas, who carried Coleman 5 yards into the end zone to score the touchdown. The extra point by Lewis was good, and the Yeomen scored their second touchdown of the night with 1:50 left in the game. That's your Don's Paint and Body scoring drive, as Lewis will tee it up now for the Yeomen, as Teague expecting an onside kick here. And they get one, but it's fielded quickly and cleanly by Dixon, who falls down at the 48-yard line, and that's where the Teague Lions will use up probably the rest of this game clock. A 22-yard Vargas run, a 15-yard Vargas run, and a 25-yard Vargas screen pass and run. Big plays in that 88-yard drive for the Yeomen, and it was, I think, probably Vargas's second possession of the night at offense.
Right.
First and 10, Lions from their own 48.
48-yard line, first and 10 for the Lions. Twins to the left, one to the right, and Satterwhite will hand off to yet another running back up the middle across midfield down to the 44-yard line.
Patrick on the carry.
I lost my roster.
Top number 25,
That was Isaiah Patrick
gain of 8 on the play.
on the carry.
Second and
This is
2.
the fourth running back they've had in there tonight.
Yeah. And it'll be second down and 2 after the 8-yard carry by Patrick. Clock rolling with 1:20. Each team with 2 timeouts, but it's pretty insignificant at this point. 40-14, Teague leads it. Here's the handoff again to Patrick. Bounces out to the left side, and he's off to the races. Inside the 20, the 15, down to the 11-yard line, and finally wrestled down inside the Yo Red zone.
Stop number 24, Patrick England, and that's another Lion. First down.
Mark him at the 11-yard line, and that was a 33-yard run by Patrick. And the clock continues to roll with 40 seconds remaining. And now the Teague Lions will go to the victory formation here and take a knee. And that should do it. With 30 seconds remaining and 40 seconds on the play clock, the Lions have defeated the Cameron Yeomen for the first time after a 3-0 run by the Yeomen in the playoffs. The Teague Lions will advance, and the Coach Osborne gets a Gatorade bath. That's how big this game was to the Lions.
Oh, yes.
You usually save that for the championship.
I know, but to them, this is one because they had not beaten the Cameron Yeomen in 4 years, and so they are happy campers.
Well, the Teague Lions deserved this one tonight. I'll tell you what, they played near flawless, were physical, and just kind of manhandled the Yeomen.